In this video, I will share my top 7 secrets on finding the best dental office locations, the biggest mistakes in picking a location, and how I leverage my office locations to bring in more patients. Please be forewarned, I look at dental practice locations for our dental practices completely different from the top gurus. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, but it's worked out for me. Plus, it's always good to get different views and combine the best parts. So 6 months after graduating dental school, I bought my second dental practice in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. At the time, the gay owner dentist, and by the way, I have nothing against gay people, it's just relevant to the story. One of my 2 best friends is gay and the other's a redhead. Full disclosure, it isn't this guy. Anyway, the dentist that I bought the practice from had a whole bunch of gay patients. They found out that I wasn't gay and 75% of them started to leave. Sure, it could be many factors such as me being a new dentist, patients having a dental phobia, etc. But yes, that's basically your classical story of a new dentist buying out an older dentist and the established patients finding new dental clinics. But no worries, I've had a lot of patients who decided to come in as new patients, but the problem is that it was in downtown St. Paul and it's really hard to find parking. So that's when I learned pro tip number 1. Think like a patient and rate the parking experience. You can do this easily. Just Google map the area and drive towards the place. Is the parking across the street? Is it in front of a dental office? Underground? You might think it doesn't matter, but I will tell you from experience, it will clog up your phones. Phones are vital to your practice's success. In fact, 25% of the calls from new patients were, "Where are you located?" And that's a big payroll killer because, well, you have to hire more people and you have to take more phone calls and, well, you have to pay people more. Okay, so the patient gets to your office building. Are you on the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 10th floor? Do you have a sign that leads patients to your dental office? Again, my second dental office was lacking in just that. It was on the 2nd floor, yet it was a maze to get to the dental office. I literally had patients giving up while they were in the building. So the owner dentist was working for 30 plus years, so his usual patients knew exactly where to go. Not the new patients though. So this leads us to pro tip number 2. Think like a patient and physically walk towards your potential dental office. As you can see, my second dental office caused me a lot of problems to learn from. It wasn't until later that I realized a parking lot right in front of the dental office is the best. So they can just walk into your office and boom, they're in your office. So pro tip number 3, make it easy for patients to get to your dental office. Okay, so you're probably thinking to yourself, Dr. Park, this is the most simplest thing. Why are you saying this? Fair question. I too wish it was that simple. Perhaps it's because I saw the profit and loss statements, toured a nice spacious office, and the patients seemed nice. Or the fact that I'm an optimistic person. I don't know. I truly didn't think about the patient's perspective and how it affects the business. These things are easy to miss when you're blinded by eagerness. Another thing that's easy to miss would be the number of people in a given area. Well, maybe not. It's quite typical for us dentists to think about the patient's demographics, right? Such as, are there a lot of PPO patients or medical assistance patients? But the one thing you should know is the velocity of money. Now, the correct use of velocity of money is usually in conjunction on a larger economic scale. But how I define velocity of money in my situation as a dental practice owner is how much money is exchanged by the people in a given area. For example, if Adam the plumber spends money on a haircut and Sandra, the hair cutter, receives that money, will Sandra then pay for a crown? Is there enough money for her to save up for something else that she needs? But this gets a little complicated and the velocity of money is hard to measure just by looking at an area. So I figured out what works for me. Higher population. If there's a whole bunch of people, whether it's PPO or MA, there's always going to be patients. Plus, as a bonus, there's going to be a huge pool of applicants that will work for your dental office. So that's why I will state. Pro tip number 4, the population density matters. Higher the population, the higher the chance of success. But some of you smart dentists out there might be thinking, yeah, but what about the competition? Fair point again. What I'm about to say is highly controversial and dentists will hate me for saying this, but I think it's okay to build next to or near other dental offices. There, I said it. Why, you ask? Well, let's imagine a scenario for a second. We have Timmy. Timmy made a lemonade stand near the grocery store. Timmy makes $10 per day at the lemonade stand. Tommy looks at Timmy's success and decides his luck next to a fire station. Tommy makes $2 per day. So, naturally, what does Tommy do? He moves his lemonade stand to a much better location, and that being next to Timmy. Now they share the best location. And here's the interesting part. Since there's so many people, Timmy does $10 per hour, like he originally did, and Tommy also does $10 per hour. Wow! Amazing. And then they both get fined for doing business without a license. I'm just joking. But do you think dental offices don't build next to each other in the real world? Maybe they'll say, no sir, I'll stay in my corner. Yeah, I'll work on that. Anyways, let's take a look at the Google Maps. I'm going to black out all the names because we don't want to identify the Timmys and Tommys. There are literally 12 dental clinics within a half-mile radius. That's insane. So yeah, the gurus might tell you that competition is bad, but dang man, look at this. I'm just trying to keep it real and straightforward with no BS here. By the way, there's lots of DSOs here in the mix as well. They know what they're doing. So pro tip number 5, build where it makes sense. Don't feel bad because you're opening next to XYZ Dental. It's already happening with or without you. Just do it. Also, let's go back to the picture. I gotta show you something. While looking at this picture that I showed you, have you noticed something? How most of the locations are near the main roads? Precisely. You'll want to capture as much traffic as possible. People will pass by and take a look at your dental clinic. When they're in pain, they will think of you. Now multiply that by the number of people that drive by your dental clinic. That's a lot. So pro tip number 6, build near main roads. Now, this last pro tip that I share is optional. Long ago, I heard from someone or a group of people, I don't remember. But the theory was that these coffee shops do massive data searches on what the population is, how likely customers are willing to spend on coffee, and the best locations for their stores. It's a big coffee chain called Starbucks. So lots of DSOs and private dentists make a dental practice next to Starbucks. I did some back testing and it seems legit. But again, I don't really use this as my main method for looking for a dental practice. So pro tip number 7, build near a dental Starbucks. And this is optional. But so far, I've only shown you my thoughts on a perfect dental location, but you should never attempt to do this yourself. In the next video, I'm going to show you who to hire and what tool I use in order to find that perfect dream location. Okay, see you soon.